Oh, hey, welcome. We have a podcast. You should listen to it. Let us entertain you.
Yeah, we're gonna entertain you like this.
That's a little too much energy.
Oh,
Like
okay.
we're not doing accordion. We're gonna be nice and calm. I'm really bad at this. But yeah.
Welcome to the podcast.
Welcome to the podcast. Woo!
Somebody help me. Every time, keep doing it. I keep doing it. I didn't the last video or last recording.
He even told you something you would. You're like,
I
nope,
told myself
I'm not
I
gonna do
wouldn't,
it.
but I did it anyway.
You counted down. Welcome back to Frogs and Grog.
This is a depressing day for me.
We're doing another movie review today. We're going to be talking about Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
It's a very good movie. If you haven't seen it, go watch it.
It's confusing as shit.
Yeah, it's confusing, but it's good. Also, watch the Netflix series. It's so good. Okay. You haven't seen the Netflix series, so we won't go into that at all.
Yeah.
But the movie, very good. Go watch it if you haven't, or if you just want to hear a review because you like us. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm gonna let you take the lead on this one. Go for it.
Okay. So, in the beginning, it starts off on the weirdest note.
Mm-hmm.
It starts off. It's like he's dating a high schooler,
and he's an adult.
And he's an adult.
And you're like,
so at that point, you're like, am I about to go to jail for watching this movie?
Yeah, that one's a little weird.
I think overall, it has a good impact onto the movie.
It does.
You don't think so?
I don't know. I just never saw how that correlated to the movie.
So I think that it shows that this guy is at like the bottom of bottom.
Yeah.
At the beginning,
and
like
maybe that he's not quite mature or grown up.
He's not mature, grown up. He's not like he doesn't really understand how the world works.
Yeah.
In general, it shows ignorance. I think. Yeah. Which I think is a good.
That's fair.
Because that's like kind of his character trait. He's very ignorant in the beginning, which I think that really amplifies to show his ignorance.
Yes, I agree. And so he doesn't understand that that's wrong.
It's not right to do that.
It's not right to do that. Basically, my entire impression of the movie is like, what the actual fuck is going on? It's like, don't get me wrong. Overall, it was a decent movie. I enjoyed it, but at the same time, the entire time, I was just like, what the fuck? Like, this doesn't make any sense. What's going on? Huh? And so, like, don't get me wrong. The whole confusing aspect can totally be your thing, and you can enjoy it. Or you can also just be, like, fucking lost. I mean, it was still entertaining. That's the big thing I got from it. It was entertaining, and I enjoyed watching it. But also if you want to enjoy the movie, you can't like be trying to follow the plot super closely, or anything super closely. To be fair, because it's just gonna confuse the shit out of you. So you just have to take everything with a grain of salt and just look at it like it's like it's just like your imagination is the entire movie. But it was really fun. It was really fun.
So the plot is essentially Scott Pilgrim breaks up with this high school girl after he finds somebody else that he likes better. But it turns out this lady has had a tragic past, or a lot of emotional baggage.
Yep,
because she has a bunch of evil ex-lovers, I guess.
She has 7 evil boyfriends.
Well, one's a girlfriend.
Never mind.
Several evil exes is what they refer to it in the movie.
Yep.
And it turns out Scott Pilgrim's going to have to fight all of them if he wants to be with Ramona Flowers, the female lead of the movie. And after the movie, after he ends up fighting all of them, she ends up going back to the last evil ex, which turns out he wasn't necessarily like the one who liked the relationship. It was her that liked the relationship. So he ended up fighting him in the end. And then the last battle, he learns self-respect, essentially. And that's how he wins the fight.
Yeah.
So, little bit of a weird movie.
Yeah, it's definitely weird, but it's
hard
super
to
fucking
blur
fun.
the lines between like what's video game in the movie and what's just weird.
Yeah.
Because it's supposed to kind of be like a retro video game.
Yes.
Is how the movie's played out.
Yeah.
Which I think is a cool way to play
I think
out
it's
the
kind of
movie.
fun too. Yeah.
Thoughts about movie.
Initial thoughts, again, confusing as shit, but there was some really good moments where we had some good laughs.
Yeah.
Oh man, that movie was funny. It was so funny. There's definitely a little bit of adult humor, so if you're younger, you might not enjoy it as much.
If you're younger, you should not be listening to this podcast necessarily.
That's fair too. That's fair too. Most of this is all adult content.
Yeah, I don't think there's a single episode that we haven't marked explicit.
Yeah.
Which,
yeah,
all for good reason. I think there's a
all
few
for
that
good
we
reason.
could have marked not explicit.
I mean, we have an entire series about how fuckable monsters are.
That's true.
So yeah, it's pretty adult themed, I guess. But
adult themed cast.
Yeah. Anyways, this movie, it's funny. It's definitely good, and yeah, I mean, it had a good ending, and it had good characters and good character development. Yeah. Like, it really good character development.
I think Scott's character development was so good.
Despite the confusion you're feeling during the movie, you're like, holy shit, this guy's like actually, yeah, he's learning some good stuff.
I won't say anything, but the TV show does that even better, I think, personally.
That's
good. So I really suggest you watch it.
Yeah, okay. But yeah, it's got some good character development and some really funny fucking characters.
And what's funny is all of the characters are kind of two-dimensional, and I say that because like video games, but also because like they're really stereotype characters, which they're all stereotypes. Makes them really good. Too, because they grow from being stereotypes, I think. And that's where the movie shines.
The way the movie's kind of set up is, or it kind of sets up all the characters is, Scott Pilgrim's the main character, everyone else is an NPC.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yep.
And maybe Ramona Flowers.
Yeah, and then she's also, she's not an NPC, but everyone else, he kind of sees everyone else as an NPC.
Yep.
And so all you get is his vision of them being like, two-dimensional, just fucking stereotypes.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of funny too, because you can kind of see throughout the entire movie, kind of like the fact that you're seeing it through Scott's perspective, and that's one reason why it doesn't make a lot of sense, because you're like, nothing really like lines up or adds up. It's because you're not seeing it from your perspective or a normal movie perspective. You're seeing it from the perspective of someone who hasn't quite grown up.
Hello, Jerome. What?
We should go get pizza later.
Okay.
I want pizza.
That's our producer, Jerome.
I don't feel like going out today. My social battery.
Okay, that's cool. See you later.
Bye, Jerome. Yeah, that's Jerome. We love Jerome.
That's Jerome. He runs a podcast. It's the Shoxies podcast. It's not his real name. Just a little bit of spoilers. Behind the scenes.
Anyways, but it's interesting to see. You're seeing it through his perspective, and so not everything adds up, because it's all from the point of view of someone who hasn't quite grown up, someone who's not mature, and so they kind of still see everything like a child,
like from a video game,
or from like a video
game, which is childlike perspective.
Exactly, and so watching this movie too kind of made me think about like, dang, like, where'd all my imagination go?
Because that was a little bit.
It's a little depressing.
It's a little depressing, but I think it's really good.
I think it's really cool. I think it's portrayed very well. Again, confusing as shit, but really fun. Really fun.
What's some of your favorite parts of this movie?
Favorite parts?
Because I have one that's like, I think both of us laughed really, really hard at.
Dude, fucking Chris Evans. That fight scene.
That one was really.
Was really funny. That was really good. What was the part? Okay,
the part that I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Okay, the vegan power. Where the one character is just a vegan and he gets like mystical powers because he's just a vegan. I think we laughed so hard at that part.
I think he's Evil X number 3 or something like that.
Something I can't remember.
I think number 3 or number 4
progression.
But no, yeah. I think he's number 3.
But he was teamed up with Scott's Evil X as well, which she didn't really do anything.
Oh yeah, Brie Larson, dude.
Yeah, no. She didn't really do anything.
She was just kind of like a bitch.
She was there.
But dude, vegan guy. Oh my god, that was so funny.
Love how we got the vegan police called on them.
Yes. So basically, his powers fade away because he ate something a while ago.
He ate something a while ago, but Scott fed him. He gave him
that's
some
right.
coffee, but it didn't have almond milk in it.
It was just with like normal milk.
It was like half and half.
Or
and
it was
almond
half
milk.
and half and almond milk. And then he's like, "What? No!" His vegan powers disappeared. Vegan police, put your hands up.
We revoke your vegan.
We revoke your vegan powers. What?
We revoke your V card.
Pause. Hey, I still have my V card because I never lose. So
Same.
I'm a winner. What can I say? But no, that's really fucking funny. Because yeah, if you're like a kid or some like immature person, you're not gonna know what the fuck a vegan is.
Yeah.
It's like, what does that mean? Yeah, I have superpowers, bitch. But yeah, no, that was really funny. Yeah, him and Chris Evans, I think, were the peak X's for sure. Like the final X, don't get me wrong, he was pretty good, but not as good as those two.
Yeah, I think so. I think that the one that they were lacking on was the twins.
The twins,
like their fight,
it was like
it barely existed.
Not even
it was
a
battle
long.
of the bands.
Yeah, exactly. And we didn't get any
backstory
into why both of them were her exes and anything.
TV show explains that, so I know.
Oh, okay. The TV show goes in more in depth. Okay. But yeah, no, there's just like two Asian guys that were shooting dragons at them. It's kind of funny.
It was a cool scene, but
it was a cool scene. It just didn't make any sense. I mean, most of the movie did, but
okay. One part I'm still really confused about, even after watching the TV show, is the subhead spaceway where they can just go places. I mean, I don't know where that comes from.
They just like teleport and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That one comes out of the blue, out of nowhere.
No, yeah, they'll just randomly like teleport and like they'll just randomly be like liminal spaces and shit, and like the environment will just change. You're like, wait, what the fuck? What's going on? I think that's the thing that confused me the most was that whole theme throughout the movie, because that constantly happens where he's just like doing something and randomly he'll be doing another thing, and then it's like,
I think that one, like the transitions in the movies, I don't think that was necessarily him moving through space. I think that was just him being like head empty, head overloaded, and so time was just passing for those. But but remember how like in the beginning she's roller skating through that escape of nothingness, and then there's like the doors and stuff.
Yes,
that's just an actual place in the show.
Okay,
and I'm like, what?
But where'd that come from?
I mean, it adds something to the story,
I guess. Yeah, there's some parts too that I thought were really funny. One of the parts I thought was really funny when the high school girl shows up at his house because she's trying to find him. This is after they broke up.
Yeah.
And his roommate's like, "Oh, he's not here," and he's like just diving through the fucking window behind him. He's like, "Yeah, he's not here right now." And you can clearly see it through the door, but she's just like, "Oh, okay." Like she didn't see anything, and it's like, "Oh, okay."
I think that I love just the absurdness of it. That's just my kind of comedy.
Yeah,
right there.
It's just like blatantly stupid. It's so funny.
Mm-hmm.
It's.
We need to talk about the roommate.
Oh, okay.
That roommate's so cool.
Dude, the roommate's so fucking funny. So, his roommate is
Wallace.
I think his name's Wallace. But he's a gay guy who constantly just has like guys over with them, and so he'll just randomly wake up and there's like two other guys in the bed with them. They're like, huh?
I love that one scene where they're like talking to him like after they just woke up, and like all of the random one night stand dudes are just like talking to him like they know Scott. And they're all just in the same bed. It's like that's one of the best scenes
and Scott and Wallace I think that's his name, but they share a bed and they like don't do anything.
They're just friends.
They're just roommates, they're just friends. But he'll randomly be like, "Yeah, I need the bed now." It's like, "Oh, okay." Okay. And they just act so like casual, and then like during one of his one night stand things or whatever, he like gets up out of bed and is like talking to him. He's clothed, but so the guy who's the one night stand answers the phone for them. And it's like, "Hey Scott, this is for you." And it's like, "Oh, thanks, dog." All right, just casual. It's so casual. It's so fucking funny.
I just love the whole like just casualness of the movie, because like it comes across so casual. But I think that this was a movie that was so fun to film.
Dude, it must have been so fun because that shit was so fucking funny.
And it's very star-studded, and I think this was probably before they were like big stars. For a lot of them,
because this is an older movie, right?
Yeah, it's older, but not super old.
Not super old. Let's see, when was this made?
I think it was like 2007. I want to say. But yeah, it just had a lot of really funny scenes, but like weird. What's it say?
2010.
2010. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
still older.
it's still older, but like all of the actors star-studded,
Oh yeah,
and the actors did such a good job.
they did a fucking fantastic job
For like what they had to do.
hmm
They did a great job.
No, yeah, I totally. Now that I look at it a little closer, yeah, I totally get 2010 vibes from that movie.
Yeah,
So
I
funny.
agree.
Oh man. Oh yeah. And then like okay, the whole fight with Chris Evans was really good because his entire thing is like he's a movie star who's like really good at skateboarding.
Yeah.
And that's it. And then also his like during the boss battle and stuff, he has all his doubles attack him. And it's so that part's so funny.
I just love the way he
man.
dies.
Oh, yeah.
Skateboarded to death.
Skateboarded and then blew up. But
Oh.
yeah, no, overall it was a pretty solid movie. I think my final rating on that movie is like a 7 to 8 out of 10. It's pretty good.
I think
It's pretty
mine's
good.
9.5 out of 10 probably.
Yeah.
Because it got my humor so well.
Yeah, it was definitely funny. I think looking back at it, I like it more now than I did before,
Mhm.
just because a lot more makes sense to me now than it did during the movie. I was really confused when I was watching it, but it made a lot more sense now.
Mhm.
So, and then also, yeah, the humor was just fucking awesome. It's good.
So good.
It's really good. So, anyways, I highly recommend everyone checks out this movie.
highly recommend.
And,
check out movie, TV series. They have a graphic novel.
Yes,
I
I
want to
think-
buy that.
I think the graphic novel is what the
It's based
movie's
off of.
based
It's all
off of.
based
Yeah,
off of that.
yep.
And I'm probably gonna get that eventually.
Oh, the reason why my rating's so low is it's in Canada. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. We love you, Canadian people.
Yeah, for
You're
our
great.
Canadian listeners, of which we have none.
Maybe we
Hey.
have some. Who knows?
Well, maybe at this point when this comes out,
Who
we're
knows?
recording this like a month or so before this comes out. So
yeah. No, not to date the episode, but
not to date the
yeah.
episode.
It's beforehand.
It's early.
Maybe who knows? We'll get some Canadian listeners in the future, and they'll come back and listen to this one. So
Yeah,
be like,
we,
oh
we
yeah,
love
that's
you,
my country.
Canadians.
We love you, Canadians.
We love your movies. They're great. Yeah, Jack was preparing to say something.
Oh, I've decided against that. Anyways,
All right, everybody. Thank you so much for listening.
thank
to the
you for
Frogs
listening
and Grog
to
podcast.
Frogs and Grog, guys.
We will see you next time.
See you later on the Frogcast. Leaving so soon. Hope we see you next time.